Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Paul Marsden. I'm SYZYGY's resident psychologist. And in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to set the scene for today's talks. I'm going to talk about the psychology behind real-time marketing, real-time psychology. So I'm going to not just talk about how you can use real-time psychology for your marketing, but also how to advance your careers and indeed your life. And I will give you a little bit of real-time psychology that will allow you to predict with 90% accuracy whether the person you are living with or in love with today will be the same person in 10 years' time. It's a great little psychology trick that I'll include. But I want to start with an experiment with you. I'm a psychologist. Psychologists like experiments. You'll all see one of these little things on your table. Some of you may know of a psychology test called the marshmallow test. I'm going to do a variant of the marshmallow test in a second with you. For those who don't know the marshmallow test, it's quite a famous test, and I think in Germany it's even been made famous by Ferrero, who ran an ad based on the marshmallow test. But let me just show you very briefly what the psychology test is.
Okay, sit in that chair. All right, here's the deal. Marshmallow for you. You can either wait, and I'll give you another one if you wait, or you can eat it now. When I come back, I'll give you another one, so then you'll have two. But stay in here and stay in the chair till I come back, okay? All right. All right, so I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back, okay? So you can either eat it right now or you can wait. Either way, okay? Okay. How'd you do? Did you do good? You did? Yeah. You wanted to eat it, didn't you? Yeah. So did I tell you to give you another one? Okay, now you can have both. You need them.
So that's the marshmallow test. Now, you're all above 10, so I'm not going to ask you to check whether you will eat your marshmallow before the end of my talk. But we'll do an adult version. But before we get to the adult version of the marshmallow test, why psychologists like this test is because it's a brilliant predictor of life chances, the likelihood that you will enjoy material success and even emotional success in life, whether you'll be happy. The marshmallow test is actually a better predictor than your IQ, your education, your socioeconomic background. The ability to be able to, for a child to be able to sit in a room with a marshmallow and have the self-control not to eat it, so they get 2 marshmallows when they come back in, they pass the marshmallow test, is actually a really good predictor of success, both material and emotional. The problem is that we're getting really bad at the marshmallow test. And one of the reasons is, see this curve of attention deficit disorder, which is an epidemic in society. In the US, up to 17% of kids now suffer from attention deficit disorder. What I find interesting about this, and this is where we come to the adult version of the test, the marshmallow test, you actually overlay the penetration of mobile phones and attention deficit disorder. One goes hand in hand with the other. Which brings us to the smartphone. So I think the smartphone actually is a digital marshmallow. And so the marshmallow test for you is that you have one marshmallow now. If you can wait till the break before you look at your digital screen in your pocket, there is another marshmallow waiting for you outside at break time. And it's a serious experiment because we're going to count how many people. So if you manage to not look at your mobile screens until the break time, please do and go get a marshmallow, because we're actually going to count the number of people who can do it, and we're going to publish the results to see whether marketers can actually pass the adult marshmallow test. And most of you will fail. There's even a word for a phobia that we now have, nomophobia, no mobile phone, the anxiety that you have when you don't have your mobile phone with you. Mobile phones and digital technology have transformed the way consumers, we as individuals, expect things. We crave instant gratification and immediate satisfaction because that's what mobile technology can do. And we can see it in every day in our lives. Some really quite spooky results from experiments psychologists done showing that the average attention span of an adult, this is not kids, has dropped by 30% since 2000. And this, of course, if you're in business, has big impact. Amazon has measured for every 100 milliseconds they make people wait on their site, they drop 1% in their conversion rate. 40% of people leave your site if it takes more than 3 seconds to load, or your app to load. In the UK, we've even got an ad run, there's a name for it, the buffer face, this crazy face when you're staring at your screen, just waiting for the thing to load. Your buffer face, 40% of people. And we know in our corporate lives, in our office lives, that there's absolutely no point in writing an email if it takes more than 30 seconds to read, because half of us stop reading. We just go to sleep. A third of people will tune out of your conversation if they're not making their point within the first 15 seconds. And for people such as myself, who spend quite a bit of time either in the lab and then presenting the research that I've done, 3/4 of people will lose interest and leave their attention if you don't make your point in your first minute. So I haven't made my point in the first minute. So wake up, everybody. Key point alert, key point alert. The future of marketing success for you means fast marketing. We have to be the Usain Bolts of the marketing world in order to survive and thrive in the now economy. We used to talk about the new economy. We're digital marketers. It's the new economy. But actually, it's all wrong. It's the now economy that matters. Everything needs to be done now. Now, we know it in our own lives, in our work lives, our personal lives, and our marketing lives. But where does that leave marketers? Kind of, so what? Everybody wants stuff right now. The interesting thing is, I think Disney is really good on this. Disney's worked out that people are so impatient, they will pay more not to wait. This is the Disney Fast Pass ticket. You can pay a supplement when you go to a Disney park to get a Fast Pass, and that means you can queue bust. You can go faster, you can jump in, and you don't have to wait. People will pay not to wait. And so I think the new role of marketers for everybody here is that we need to think of digital as the fast pass to the stuff that we sell and promote. We've got to think about digital not in terms of creating wacky new experiences or how can we get stuff cheaper, but how can we save people time? How can we do things faster? So if you think of some of the ways that companies are doing this, Amazon is actually just launched Amazon Dash. These little buttons that are free that you get with your Amazon shipment. You can stick it on your fridge door or on your larder or pantry door, and you click it, and the Amazon Dash button will make sure that the next day you'll get a refill of that product. So digital is not about technology. It's my main point. If we think about technology, you hear a lot about technology today. I think digital is about our need for speed. Think of hookup apps. Tinder. What does it do? It caters for our need for fast sex. What does Twitter do? It caters to our need for fast news. What does wearable tech do? The new Apple Watch. It caters for our need for fast shopping. You don't have to get out your payment card. You just pay with your wristband or pay with your phone. It's faster. It's not cheaper. It's not even sometimes better. It's just faster. The point is that when we think about our consumers today, that we've got to realize that they've changed. Technology has changed them. Karl Marx was one of the famous economic determinists. He thought it was all about economy. But over and above that, he saw that technology was driving economic change and how people perceive. And it's about technology changing. Today, we're all live streaming, Instagramming, WhatsApping, yik-yakking, periscoping, meerkatting, Facebooking, selfie snapping, Twitter hashtagging, Netflixing, WeChatting, Tinder swiping, YouTubing, Snapchatting, heartbeat tracking. It's exhausting, but this is generation now. We are generation now, and we need to get with the project and start delivering our services and our marketing now. So, what your real job is about is not about necessarily promoting and messaging people. It's about making things faster and easier for people. Over in Silicon Valley, the big buzzword of 2015 is convenience tech. What is convenience? Convenience is about saving people time and money. So next time you get a digital brief in, or any marketing brief, you can start thinking about, what are the unique needs and what do our target customers want? Well, let me tell you, as a psychologist, what we all want is we want stuff to be faster and easier. And if you play with those two things, if you ask yourself the question every time you get a brief, how can we save people time and effort? You will be cutting to the chase of what people want without undermining your costs. You don't have to make things cheaper. You can say, if you save people time and effort, you can do as Disney do. You can actually charge them more. Now, as a psychologist, rather than a technologist, I kind of think that psychology can help. And we can learn from psychology about how to deal with and thrive in the now economy, selling our wares, marketing to the now generation. And psychology can help because it knows how people think fast. And we're all good at thinking fast. There's this name that psychologists call thin slicing. We thin slice a big, complex thing, and when we thin slice it, we take a little slice and then we extrapolate. We don't bother to think things through because life's too fast to do it. So one rule that psychology can teach you in your personal lives, bit of real-time psychology, is the 5-to-1 rule. The 5-to-1 rule is a rule that will allow you to predict with up to 90% accuracy whether you're going to be with the person that you love at the moment within 10 years' time. It's a really simple rule. You can do it in real time. Next time you're with your loved one, just simply take a note of their interactions with you, whether they look at you, whether they say to you. If you need to have 5 positive interactions for every 1 neutral or negative interactions. That rule alone, that little bit of real-time psychology that you can do on the hoof, if you can do that within 15 minutes, you can predict with up to 90% accuracy whether you're going to be together in 10 years' time. There's a lab at university called the Love Lab over in the US, a chap called Gottman, who has developed this rule and validated it over and over again. The point is that this has got nothing to do with technology. This is to do with psychology. This is about real-time thinking. And we're good at real-time thinking. And so how can we apply some real-time thinking to do better real-time marketing? One thing you can do is read this rather brilliant book by Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow. And he's basically nailed how people think fast. And if you apply his thinking to marketing, a particular area in marketing that we all know about, which is impulsive buying, when people buy on the spur of the moment, they buy in real time, unplanned purchases. Research shows that when people are making impulse purchasing, when they're buying, when your customers are buying in real time, they're looking for just 3 things. And you can look at real-time psychology and to actually present your products and your services in the now economy to the now generation using these 3 rules. Now, the first insight from impulse psychology is that people look, when they're buying, the now generation, when they're looking to buy, they want to instantly feel good. Chocolate does that. This is a serotonin molecule. And I actually bought this for my girlfriend, a serotonin kind of necklace, which I'm not sure it was particularly, she particularly liked it. But basically serotonin is the feel-good, is the feel-good neuromediator. Chocolate gives it. We've got to think, whatever you're selling, whether you're selling cars, whether you're selling cosmetics, whether you're selling financial services, what you're actually trying to do when you want to connect with the now generation is selling instant gratification. And the way you do that is to make people present your product as if it makes them feel good. The second thing from the impulse psychology of impulse buying is that people, when they're in an impulse mode, which we all are chronically now, is that we will just look for deals. We want to get good value. You need to present your product to give good value. And thirdly, people want to instantly look good. We want to have that instant fix, that quick fix to make us look good. So just from thinking about stuff you probably already know, from basic marketing, when you're looking at impulse buying and the psychology, people want to look good, feel good, good value. The next time you run a marketing campaign or even an innovation project, think, are we helping people look good? Are we helping people feel good? Are we giving good value? Those are the 3 things that help people thin slice, just like the 5-to-1 rule for relationships, to know whether you'll be hitting the sweet spot for the now generation. That's all very well. That's kind of tricksy. They're little psychological tricks, 5-to-1 rule, the 3 rules of impulse buying. But what about strategy? We're strategic marketers here. Well, I think in the real-time economy, then we've got a choice to make. I think there's a dilemma that we're all faced, and it's kind of the red pill, blue pill dilemma that we've all got. You've probably all seen The Matrix, but where there is this red pill, blue pill dilemma where you as the marketer actually have to choose, do you want to take a red pill to go one route for the future of marketing, or the blue pill, the other one? Let's have a look at the blue pill. Imagine you take the blue pill first. I think we've got an option here, and one of the visions that you will see today is a vision of marketing, the blue pill vision, which is basically doing stuff that you've traditionally done, but just faster. It's about doing faster advertising. And faster advertising has been brought to life, of course, in Minority Report. So technology, this kind of future that we thought about when we saw Minority Report all those years ago, is now a reality. You're going to be listening today, hearing people talking about the combination of surveillance technology that spies on you, whether it's digital cookies, whether it's iBeacons, how you can use surveillance technology plus personalized marketing automation to create a new, brave new world of marketing where we can get messages to people faster, better, wherever they are. That's one view. That's the one part of the blue pill future of marketing. Surveillance technology plus personalized marketing automation. And the second part of the blue pill one, which is actually doing faster advertising, not through automation, but doing people-powered automation. Now, you may have heard about one of the most famous bits of real-time marketing was when Oreo's cookies posted up on Twitter when there was a power cut during a ball game in the States. They posted a tweet saying you can still dunk in the dark with Oreos. And it got a lot of traction, a lot of PR coverage. And so maybe you can do that. You can actually use social media advertising and social media engagement, social media, to actually advertise your products faster. Now, one of the problems with this is that you've got to ask yourself a question: just does advertising faster? Is it actually effective? Does it actually work? Seth Godin believes that actually it's completely pointless, this kind of social media engagement, by doing faster advertising, getting your social media teams to do what's called newsjacking, to find a news story and then jump on the back of it and then tweet immediately or post something on Facebook, with the logic that everybody's living in this now economy, and if you're not relevant now, you're not relevant at all. The problem is that you'll get a lot of stats saying we'll get loads of likes, shares, retweets, etc. But they're vanity metrics, or some say they're vanity metrics. And do they actually have an impact? I want to just share with you 3 examples of really good faster advertising using humans rather than marketing automation that had massive impact on the brand. Now, this is newsjacking. So this is Nestle. Nestle have a pizza called DiGiorno. So they did a bit of newsjacking. There was a campaign on Twitter, Why I Stayed, and that campaign was all about women talking about domestic abuse and giving reasons for why, in case of domestic abuse, they actually stayed with their partner, even though they were receiving abuse. So DiGiorno Pizza said, hey, let's jump on that. Why I stayed. You had pizza. Good idea? It got a lot of PR coverage, quite a bit of it negative. Another really great example of faster advertising. This is Celeb Boutique, a small brand in the USA. And you might remember in 2012, there was a mass shooting at a cinema in Aurora. So what Celeb Boutique did, they said, hey, Aurora's trending. Clearly, they're inspired by our Kim Kardashian dress. And it got them a huge amount of PR coverage. Most of it negative, because it's a shooting, so why are you doing this? Kenneth Cole did something similar. They got a lot of PR coverage as well. And it was a great way of doing faster advertising during the spring uprisings in Cairo. So millions are in uproar in Cairo. This is the Arab Spring. Rumor has it they've seen our new spring collection. It's now available online. That's one future, the blue pill future of marketing. You can create noise in PR, and if all publicity is good publicity, well, it's great, because everybody was saying, these are big brand fails doing this. And all the brands said, oh, it was a mistake, we didn't know. But they got coverage. So it works. Let's have a look at the red pill option, where my money as a psychologist goes. And that's rather than do faster advertising, think about how you can deliver faster service. I've got a couple of examples of why I think this is the future. This is the London Underground, and some of you may have been on it, and you know that London Underground is not fast. It might be the oldest subway in the world, but it's not the fastest, it's not the most reliable. It can't be faster. But what the London Underground did was something that, pound for pound, improved brand experience of traveling on the London Underground more than anything else. And what did they do? They stopped people waiting, not for trains, but for information. They gave people information, so they didn't have to wait for information, so they didn't have to wait to know when the next train was coming. Because waiting is not just quantitative amount of time, it's actually, there's a qualitative aspect. If you don't know when your next train's going to come, especially in the now generation, you get impatient, you get frustrated, and you start to hate the train, the London Underground network. Put these up, and it's the single biggest thing that has the biggest impact on satisfaction on the train. Now, Volkswagen over here has taken that as part of their digital DNA. They say people, the now generation, they don't like waiting. We can't. We'd love to be able to deliver your car tomorrow, but we can't. It just doesn't work. But what we can do is we can take the pain out of waiting by telling people exactly where your car is on a stage. So people have the equivalent of the London Underground wait. You know how long your wait is going to be. So you service people's needs faster, but their information needs. So the point is, it's not about necessarily, hey, how can we get our product to our clients or our customers faster? It's actually about how can we stop them from having to wait for information so they don't get information anxiety. This is Commerzbank out in Poland that actually does deliver on faster service. You can go to Commerzbank's mBank in Poland and get a loan in 30 seconds. 30 seconds, all it takes. Mobile phone, get your loan, 30 seconds. This is walking the real-time talk, delivering real services using digital technology. And if you think about the big success stories now in technology, so-called unicorns. Unicorns are companies that are worth $1 billion, $1 billion companies, startups with $1 billion companies. There are now 100 of them. Most of them, or a large proportion of them rather, are actually about delivering against people's need for speed. And the only unicorn that is a German unicorn in the world's 100-odd unicorns is a company that lives and breathes for delivering faster service, Delivery Hero. It's Germany's one unicorn. And it's not an accident that it's it's not an accident that it's, thank you, I've got 5 minutes. It's not an accident that it's a unicorn. It's because it's what people need and what they want. They want stuff now. So as a psychologist, my recommendation for you when you're thinking today, don't think technology. Think about the results of the technology. How can we service people faster? You can take the blue pill and go, how can we advertise faster using surveillance technology and using social media to advertise faster to people in real time? Or you can service people's needs faster. And of course, the big disruptive, the biggest unicorn out there is Uber, worth $43 billion because it delivers stuff on demand. It's not cheaper to use an Uber cab, but it makes things faster and easier for people. It gives you an auto-magical experience. You just touch the screen and your private driver arrives. It's about convenience tech, making things faster and easier for people. And we're seeing the Uberification of absolutely everything. Wherever you look, whatever your business, I can guarantee there's going to be an Uber for it. There's an Uber for, we saw earlier, there's an Uber for marijuana delivery called Ease. There's an Uber for massage services. There's an Uber for dog walking. These on-demand services that all about delivering, taking the red pill in the world of real-time marketing and saying, no, this isn't about doing real-time advertising on social media or using surveillance technology. It's about real-time service. And so I want to leave you with a thought that actually I can't take for my own. It's Albert Einstein. Now, Einstein said that famously, time is relative. It's relative. Now, what does that mean for us as marketers? It means as marketers, we need to think on consumer time. And we start thinking on consumer time. What does real time mean? It means it's my time. It's on my agenda, my calendar, my schedule. So what that means is that real-time marketing, I think, is a bit of a misnomer. We should be thinking about on-demand marketing, because real-time marketing, in a world where time is relative, it means it's on demand, it's on my time. So just to leave you with the challenge, when you think through today, you've got a choice. In the real-time economy for generation now, are you going to take the red pill? It's the wrong way. I've got faster advertising, faster campaigns. Are you actually going to, sorry, it's the wrong slide. Are you actually going to go for real-time servicing or real-time advertising? Which are you going to go for? Real-time servicing, red pill, real-time advertising, blue pill. And just to leave you with final thought, if you manage to get through to the break without looking at your screen, please do take up your extra marshmallow. We'll be counting them and see whether you fail the adult or pass the adult marshmallow test and whether you're fit for the now economy. Thank you very much.